Law of Attraction Talk Radio. Get ready to be the best you can be. Stay tuned for the Law of Attraction Talk Radio with Jules.
Well, good evening. Welcome to the Law of Attraction Talk Radio. I'm Jules Johnson from beautiful sunny Southern California on this beautiful Valentine's week. Now, let me introduce tonight's guest, Jill Crosby, who is the founder of the largest exclusive conscious dating site on the internet called spiritualsingles.com. She has been a consultant in the dating industry for the last 10 years and has personally been responsible for hundreds of long-term relationships and marriages. She is currently facilitating wild dolphin swim retreats for singles. How fun is that? Now, many of my listeners have had great experiences with spiritualsingles.com, so that's why I brought on Jill to give us a scoop on what do we do with this dating, online dating service, and she is the one person who can help us out, especially when it has to do with the law of attraction. So, Jill, are you there?
Yes, thanks for that great introduction.
Well, great. I'm so glad you could join us.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, let's just dive in, because I know I have got many listeners out there who are just dying to know the real secrets to being successful on these conscious dating sites or just online dating thing. What is the common reason why people turn on to an online dating service anyway? Can you give us any examples?
Oh, yeah. Well, the main reason that I find is most people are so busy with their day-to-day lives that the old-fashioned ways just don't seem to be working that well anymore. They don't run into people. If you think about it, each person has their limited social circle, maybe home, work, maybe church, the gym, friends, family, homework, and that's it. And then you think about the ideal possible mate, and he or she has his or her own limited social circle, so the odds of the two ever being at the same place at the same time just aren't very good. So a lot of people turn to online dating to give them a whole pool of people to choose from all in one location. It just makes it a lot easier. And everyone's single, everyone's looking to meet somebody. So the other part I find is out in the real world, so to speak, is timing is oftentimes off. One person will have just broken up, or one person just got into a relationship, and then you meet, and the timing's not right. So on the dating sites, everybody's available, and it's just a great pool of single people where everybody can meet.
Wonderful. Well, that makes sense to me. It's convenient, especially with the Internet. I mean, you have more people than ever being on the site. That's what's so incredible. So does it work? I mean, you have a lot of success stories, huh?
Oh, no, not any. Just kidding. Yeah, of course it works. We've been doing this spiritualsingles.com for the last 9 years, so we have hundreds of success stories. It's pretty inspirational to go to our success stories page and read them, because they're all incredible, and it's just amazing to see it. And we hear them almost every day. And matter of fact, we tend to get them in spurts, if you will. And just the last couple of days, we've received like 5 or 6 new success stories. So that's a good thing to bring up. I actually brought one with me to read, because it just kind of encompasses some of the energy of the members that are on our site.
Oh, good.
This one's from Randy, and it says, I feel very fortunate and exhilarated to write that my beloved and I have come together through your website. Many years and missed opportunities have come and gone, but now the days are bright, the nights magical. We feel very blessed. Your site is like a great searchlight. May you shine on, Randy. And it's what I think is I've lately, because when we upload new success stories, sometimes I'll go back and read some of the older ones. And I've noticed that even lately, a lot of people, they'll send this one not in particular, but a lot of times they'll encourage other people. Like they'll give us the testimonial, and then they'll say, like, you know, it really works, and they'll just encourage other people to do it because they're so in the vein of wanting other people to be successful too, that it's not all about them. And I think that also says a lot about the type of members that we have on Spiritual Singles, because the mainstream dating sites, I have to say, just aren't as successful because people aren't conscious usually. And so, you know, we have to weed through thousands of profiles of people that don't consider themselves spiritual, that maybe whatever their beliefs are, but they just, a lot of times they're looking for short-term relationships, for hookups, for one-night stands, things like that. So on Spiritual Singles, people are actually looking for long-term serious relationships, and that's reflected in our testimonials when you go through some of them. It's pretty, I love reading them. It's inspiring for me.
So when did you start spiritualsingles.com, and how did you get originally that idea to do it in the first place?
Well, it's actually kind of a cool story. I was on a plane from Boston to California. I'd been visiting a friend of mine that had just had brain surgery, and I was meditating. And I was single at the time and had been using the mainstream sites. At the time, it was matchmaker.com was the big site. And I was really frustrated with the quality of men on the site, and just the level of consciousness wasn't there. And I was meditating, and the name Spiritual Singles popped into my head. And so as soon as I got home, I looked up the domain, and it was available, and I registered it right away, and I just started planning the website. And the main motivation was for me originally, because at the time, there were no other that I knew of. There were no other conscious dating sites out there. So it just was perfect, and there was such a huge need for it. I thought, oh my gosh, how come, this just has to be done. So I did it.
Wow, great. Well, that's a law of attraction in action there. What were the type of people that you were trying to attract to it?
Well, I was attracting metaphysical at the time. New Age was kind of the word back then. Mm-hmm. People who have holistic lifestyles, who also meditate, who are conscious, just awake, working towards their enlightenment, if you will. There's a lot of buzzwords we could use, but I think you get the point.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
What is the things that you should be doing?
Well, I suggest even before someone joins spiritualsingles.com, for example, that they really get that divine connection and self-love. Because when we're complete and whole and we come to the party, if you will, complete, then we're not looking for someone else to fulfill us or complete us, or, like the old Jerry Maguire, you complete me. You don't need anybody to complete you. I look at it as you need two great whole people that both have strong connections to divine energy, coming together to enhance each other's life, work together, help raise the consciousness of the planet. And so really, if there's any self-doubts or criticisms or in there, which we all have innately as humans, however, work through those and really come to a place where you love yourself so much and so deeply that when you do meet somebody, you're not looking for that person to fulfill you or complete you. And then, of course, the law of attraction talks about being grateful in advance. And I think that's really, 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 really important, because when you can feel that gratitude and know it's already happened, it's already done, then that just helps everything. It just speeds everything up.
Yeah, absolutely. When people first get into the law of attraction, and one of the big complaints is, I'm married to a person who doesn't believe in the law of attraction, so it's hard to get that positiveness going back and forth. And really, you need that constantly. So I can see where this site, you can find somebody who's already aware of being positive and how that can really enhance a relationship. So you've really got a win-win right at the very, very beginning. How wonderful is that?
Yeah, exactly. It's so nice when two people come together that are both on the same level. You don't have to worry about, oh man, he's so negative. Is he wanting him to change or wanting her to change? That's just not a good way to start a relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
To listen to the complete interview with more tips on attracting love into your life, go to www.lawofattractiontools.com and click on the Listen Live button.